Good morning, people. Welcome to Tom's Charts, Tom's Week, and Tom's Climate. Wow. Well, we're getting to this. So, what's on this week's show? Loads of things, as always. Loads of pictures with the gang and the group and dining out. And what's the climate here today? Well, it's down, just gone like 8 o'clock in the morning. It's 31 degrees outside, 30 degrees inside, 75% humidity. Yep, it's going to be another warm one. We're in the warmest time of year here in Thailand. And these are the days between 11 and 4. You just lay on your sofa with a nice fan in front of you and make the most of it. Here you go. So, I know it's a bit early for a lot of people, but we'll go into the show. And you don't mug there. Good morning, Chris. How you doing? Yeah, so this week's show is pictures of the week, climate, markets, BTC, precious metals, news, etc. Yes, I'm back in Chonburi and Rayon, back in civilization, pollution, and the green agenda. Do you ever eat in? Or do I ever eat in? The answer's no. I might have a sandwich in or something like that, but it's very rarely I eat indoors. So it gets that question out of the way. Last Sunday, last week saw Bobby and saw Bobby up there and gave him a hotel room for the night. Hope you enjoyed it, Bobby. That was very nice. Yeah, we booked 2 nights, but we left after one night. We needed to get back home. So it was the traffic was quite heavy coming back home. It was 500 kilometres, 8 hours, stopped 4 times, but it was okay. It was good. So most important thing is we all got home safely as Songra. So that was the group. That was Dave there next to me, and Aussie John, and Gary and Bobby. Yeah, we had a great time, you know. There's another guy there called, I think his name was Andrew. Yeah, we had a good time, but we all met up there, met up on the Sunday morning as well for breakfast, and then we flew off. Drove straight back to the Wombat, as you do. Went into the Wombat, met with the other group guys, so was meeting up with Meow and Jim, and Gary joined us. We had breakfast there, and AJ and Meow. Yeah, excellent. The normal crowd, really. And that was my beef burger in the Wombat, and it was very nice. It was a very nice pate, and with caramelised onions, unbelievable. Had done me no sauce. Straight afterwards, I was still tired, so went for a massage. Wife's phone contracts. We got a yearly contract on broadband. We get unlimited broadband for a year for about 1,700 baht, 1,700 baht. That contract run out, so because the wife had to get the wallet out and the deaf beetles come out of the wallet, she isn't happy there. But the amazing thing was this is in Bang Chang. This is the Robinsons. And it was basically empty. We was outnumbered like 20-1, staff to customers. There was no one there. So it just shows you the times we're going through at the moment. People are finding it really tough. Anna took over one of the PCs and started working on it. She had a good time in the True shop while Price sorted her visa, while she sorted out a contract. Hello, Jerry. How you doing, my friend? During the week, we went down to the Central Festival and we had some very nice food there. So basically, you choose what food you want. You can order whatever you want and you just pay by the gram, whatever the price is. We had a nice meal there. And this is the guys sitting along here with Daz and me and Gary. And yeah, it was all sitting here. We had a good time, we had a really good time. This was my meal. I had a chicken enchilada with a mashed potato and mixed peppers. Cheap as chips. Just remember, if you go and eat here, though, they charge you 10% plus 7% VAT. They charge you 10% service charge and 7% VAT on top of that. Bit crazy. The following day, met up with Steve from the Valley View restaurant, and we went down to Rayon. And this was I had a soup and a salad bar. I do this once a week with Steve. This is the choice of desserts, but I only ever have a jelly. I have a jelly without a cream. This was the salad bar. Went back to Steve's, had 2 boiled eggs and soldiers. So these boiled eggs were cooked to perfection at Steve's, as always. Later on in the week, we went off to Sicily. They've got a proper pizza oven, and I had this beautiful ham and mushroom pizza, which was very, very nice. And again, was there with the group. Jim, as always, doing the selfies. He's the chief selfie taker. So there was quite a group of us there. We had a good time there. I had a very, very nice glass of wine there. That was very, very nice. It was a little bit small, but I was driving, but it was just nice to have a taste of it occasionally. And a lot of the guys were saying, well, what day is it? Because I really don't know what days these were. So this is the a typical Thailand clock. So we don't ask what day it is. We don't ask what time it is. We ask what day it is, because most of us have got no idea what day it is. I know it's Sunday today, but that's I only know that because the clock's telling me. Hello, Tom. Hello, Al. How you doing? So if you look at this clock, you can see it's Sunday. I know it's Sunday. And yesterday we went to Freshella, which is down towards Sasahip. Very, very nice. Wasn't many of us there, just John and Jim, myself, and Greenie turned up as well with Far. So we had that, and we had a couple of photographs down there as well. But we had a very nice meal there. It was just a quick lunch, really. We was only there for about less than an hour, I'd say. And then Greenie took this one. And don't forget, guys, the thing on the left is not a woman, and the thing on the right is not a beer. I just love that advert. Don't forget all the expert links. So if you want all the gold companies, silver companies, or whatever, health insurance, if you want to apply for a visa in the Thailand, I've put all the links in the description. So all the links are down there. So all you got to do is go into my description, and I've got those links are just building every week. They're getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And don't forget, guys, this is coming. This is Exeter's Pyramid. It's a really important chart list. As you know, I'm into physical gold. Not buying at the moment. Yeah, not buying at the moment. I'm holding, and I've got paper. I'm in my largest cash position at the moment. The problem we've got is all this stuff above it, especially this stuff up here. Derivatives, unfunded government liabilities, commercial real estate. We're in real trouble. And they're selling these on to pension funds, by the way. So you need to check with your pension funds, people. Don't forget, not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Do your own due diligence. Don't follow me. You could be bankrupt. And so that's that section. Next thing is, which we've all been suffering with, is the climate. We've had this pollution now for I think about 3 months. A lot of us have got sore throats. You wake up in the morning, your throat's like shit, and it's the air quality. And I'm going to show you a few maps. So here we go. So this is like Chonburi, Rayon, and over the other side, little America. If I just show it with my mouse, so that area there, that's like little America over there, where Joe and all the gang live over there. You can see the air quality is not good. It's always going to be better by the sea, but even by the sea, it's not good. So that's Chonburi. By this time last year, we did not have this pollution. We've got it this year, big time. This is up towards Chiang Rai, Chiang Mai, and the north. You can see that these fires, by the way, are not in Thailand. They're in Laos. And it's just sweeping across into Thailand. As I said, every week, I just couldn't live up there. I'd be dead. I would die in this air quality. I would imagine people like digital nomads must be leaving the Chiang Mai area in droves. There's no way you can live in that. It's so unhealthy to live in that. That's like smoking about 80 cigarettes a day. It's going to take years off your life. You've got to be very, very careful. Hello, Richard. How you doing? I see your age. It was great to see you. I just saw you come in there. Good to see you, my friend. And yeah, so I'm just going to show you these charts because I think this whole green agenda. You know, you probably know what side of politics I'm on. Really, I hate both sides. So, but this green agenda is just barking mad. We're talking about getting rid of cars in America, in Europe, UK, etc., Australia, and changing everything to electric. But really, when I show you these charts, it's not those areas we need to worry about. It's the area we're living in. So this is Isan, as you can see up where Chuck lives and Dave lives. Again, it's still not good. There's still a few fires around there. And the air quality is not that good. You know, you shouldn't be living in that air quality. That air quality is very, very unhealthy to live in. Especially if you've got high blood pressure, you know. Good to see you, Richard. Bangkok. Well, there you go. This is Bangkok. Again, couldn't live there. Too many reds. It's gone. It's absolutely gone. So we've had this in Bangkok for now, going on for... This has been going on since December. So it's literally... getting on for 6 months. I don't think it's livable there. This is Asia as a whole. So if you look at Asia as a whole, you can see that you've got the industrial areas of India, and then you've got Laos, and Laos is just responsible for a lot of it. Then you've got China, northern Vietnam, couldn't live there either. You've got the Philippines, which is fairly clear because the area comes straight off the Pacific, which is nice. You come down to Guam, that's quite clear as well. Even go down to Sri Lanka, down the bottom, that's very nice. That's pretty clear. But even the south of Thailand, I wouldn't live there anyway because there's too much terrorism down there for me. So there you go. This is the fire map. This is looking terrible. Absolutely terrible fire map. Look at it. This is May next week. Come on. This is the fire map of Europe, taken exactly the same time. Hello, people. I didn't do that bit. Hello, Tommy. This is the fire map of Europe. If you look at this, wow. This is the fire map of North America. So if you look at this, compared to Asia, it's not too bad, but they're still trying to have a go at everybody. But the air quality in America, especially the further west you go, it's not too bad. Look, that ain't too bad. You can live in that. That is very, very nice air quality. Going up towards Seattle, you've got like 8, a reading of 8. Crazy. And John, just not to leave you out, as promised. I know you watch it later. You probably won't watch it now. Probably on the Nest still. There you go. This is Australia. And there's a lot of fires in southeast Australia and southwest Australia. But these are caused generally by lightning strikes. In the area on Perth, which is on the west coast, they had, like last weekend, they had they had 3,000 lightning strikes hit the ground. And of course, any tinder, because they're coming towards the end, they're at the end of their summer now, just going into their autumn. Any of that will catch a light. So you've got a lot of bushfires here. But generally speaking, Australia is, say, got very few fires. Go up to the tropical north here. And then again, you have got farmers up there burning a little bit, but nothing too drastic. Al, I don't think Richard's going to answer that question, and I don't blame him. What's the matter with you? Come on. We got so many trolls around, Al. We don't ask questions like that. God. Australia. Look how clean Australia is. Look, it's all green here. You know, all this bit here around just north of Alice Springs here is all that there is dust coming off of the desert, probably, rather than fires. But you can see how green it is. It's an unbelievable. The air quality down in Australia is unbelievable. And don't forget, guys, there's loads of scammers in Thailand. They've arrested a few this week. Hopefully, they'll arrest a few more. It's illegal to go around selling financial advice in Thailand as a foreigner. Only Thais can do it because they're regulated. All I can say to you guys, if anyone sends you saying, look, have a look at this pension, have a look at this pension, invest in this, invest in this, invest in this, you don't go by the name, because you'll get a name like going, this is Warren Buffett's fucking institute or whatever, but it's just a bullshit name. You need to find out where that company is based, and if they are not regulated in America or in the UK or in Europe or whatever country you come from, do not get involved with these people. These people are just after your pension pots. So if you go into Fabulous Patia Media Group, go into there. They've done a great video on it where people have been scammed recently. They're going to do some more videos on it. And it's quite heartbreaking when you see somebody who's worked all their life to build over $1 million or £1 million or €1 million pension pot and more, and to get it taken away by these scumbags. Yeah, these people are total, utter scum. I was going to do a poll this week. What do we like? Do we like butt guns or toilet paper? I know what I go for. And the butt gun with me wins all the time. Nearly at the end of these videos, at the end of these slides, you can see this is a picture of some kids in the 60s, and one's turning around and showing his Harris, his bomber Harris, top right-hand corner. I thought it was quite funny, really. And Songkran, just to let you know, guys, the traffic and the madness of Songkran was mad. We was all talking about it yesterday. I think next year I'm going to go to Samet for a week. Just basically get away. I think some of the guys were talking about going to Europe. Some were talking about going anywhere, because it is total. Don't get me wrong, you got to see it, but it's madness. You know, it's madness here. You know, it's absolutely madness. So over that 7-day period, 386 people lost their lives. 3,442 people were injured. You know, just be careful, guys. Songkran, it's good fun here, but you've got to be very, very careful. Drinking and driving was responsible for a lot of these. I think 78% of these deaths were on motorcycles. So, you know, I'm always harping on about motorcycles. So, there you go. Yeah. Sorry, Richard. Sorry, Al, but you just got to be careful. We don't give away personal information online because of certain people out there, which are nasty pieces of work. The markets, and here we go. This could have been Jerry. Yeah, massive bank heist in They said it was $100 million, then they downgraded it to about 50 million, then 25 million, and now they're saying it's like $25 million in gold. I reckon there's probably a bit more than that. Oh my God, somebody's having a good time on that, aren't they? They got to try and sell it. You know, it's going to be very hard selling that and converting that back into cash. Very, very hard. I think they're in for a tough time there. US dollar versus the Thai baht. I'm still bullish on the US dollar compared to any other currency, really. We're still getting like 34 to 35, depending on the month when you change it. I'll be looking at changing the money further on into next month, into May. So I'll be looking at getting closer towards 35 rather than 34 and a half, hopefully. But you never know. We've got a Fed meeting next week. Australian dollar. Well, the Australian dollar made a massive recovery last week, and you was getting up to like 23, but it's just fallen back a bit. If you can get above this moving average, there's no reason why it can't go back to 23 again. But still a lot better for the Australian dollar than what it has been. It's been quite weak recently. GP pounds, yeah, if you can get 42.8 at the moment, I would take that. If I had pounds, I would take pounds, but I'm in dollars. And if anyone ever wants to know, these below these lines, you got it's called a MACD, and this tells you when to go in, when to buy, and when to sell, when to buy, and when to sell. So these are called crossovers. So when these cross over, that's when you entry points and exit points, nice and easy. Hello, Bobby. How you doing? Said some nice things about you earlier in the photographs. Hope you enjoyed the hotel room. I think you did. It was pretty good. That was good, that hotel. I enjoyed that. It's just a bloody long drive for us. Serene is such a long drive for anyone going from the Pattaya or the Rayon area. S&P 500. Right, you see this ticking along like this. I've got a funny feeling the wise money is coming out of here, because if you go down to the MACD down the bottom and you look at the volumes are very, very low. These volumes. So when it had this little climb, beginning of the week, it was you can see the volume was high, and after that the volume just died. Now I know it was Songkran here, but it doesn't affect the American market. So when you get low trading volume like this is always a bit of a worry. You know, on here it's saying it wants to bounce back up again, and a lot of retail traders will go in and buy there. Myself personally, I will sit back and go, oh, no, thank you, not for me. So you know, it's just losing strength really. Just be careful. If you're in profit, you want to try and get your money in the cash at the moment. Dow was up 1,000 points over the week, because this is all forgiveness of the banks, but the banks are still in major trouble, and they're just covering it up. As you can see, high volume beginning of the week. Then as it makes the retail investors go in at the beginning of the week there, and get the crossover, this money coming out is the hedge funds. So as it's gone up, the hedge funds take their money out, and they wait for the mug retailers to go back in, and that's what it's like. Because I'll tell you now, all these stock markets are just a scam. All of them are just a scam. And this is the reason, this is what I think is going to happen going forward over the next few months. So if you look at this chart here, we're up here. We're here where credit is tightening, so it's very hard to get loans at the moment. And as we go along with the market, it's going to be going up and down, up and down, up and down until the first Fed cut. When that happens, shortly after that, the markets will dive. Now, when I say markets, S&P 500, it's not just the S&P 500. Gold and silver will go down just as quick. The difference is gold will recover before all the rest, because when this starts falling down, even the hedge funds have to sell their gold, because they have it as a protection risk. So they will have to sell their gold as well. So everything comes down. And that is the reason why I'm sitting in cash at the moment, and I'm staying there. Don't get me wrong, it's really, really hard when I'm sitting there, because there's one particular commodity I'm looking at, and I want to go into it, but I don't want to go into it at the moment because I just want as much cash as possible. And this is the reason why Warren Buffett is sitting there on the most cash he's ever had in his entire life, because he's going to pick it up down here. When that falls, he will pick it up for pennies. The old game's fixed. Crude oil slightly going down, but this is, again, because we could be heading towards a recession. But as you can see, you still got the crossovers here, and it's still showing relative strength. So it could return up to 77.5, 78 maybe, But I'm staying out of crude oil at the moment. I think when the recession comes, this will get smashed down. Natural gas, love natural gas, but I need it to fall to 180 or 150. That was my target. I've now revised it. If this falls back down to $2, which is down here, if that falls to $2, I will put 25% of my investment in there. Then I will put, if it goes to 180, I will put 50% in. If it goes to 150, I will put another 25% in. So I'm going to cost average into this natural gas. I see natural gas as a 5-year investment. So, it's a dirty thing. Hedge funds are not allowed to invest in it. It's unloved, like oil, like tobacco, like anything which is anti-green. All these anti-green ones, but these are the ones sometimes you want to be in. Go against mainstream media. Like pension funds. If you're in the Teachers Pension Fund of California, they're not allowed to invest in natural gas or oil. Yeah, but they can buy shit corporate debt. So that's going to be the next thing. You're going to have pension funds get totally smashed because a lot of these pension funds, the people running them, they're not clever people. They're probably less clever than what I am. Seriously. And so if somebody comes up to them and says, buy this debt off us and we'll put your son for an Ivy League university for free, they do it because they're not thinking of their members. Just be very, very careful if you've got pension funds with like teachers or something like that, because, these people are not looking out for you. They're only looking out for themselves. I know it sounds honest. I'm just honest, I can't help myself. All right, this week on gold, there's been a lot of shorting on gold. You can see it's up and down through the trend lines here and moving averages. Got smashed on Friday, made a little bit of a recovery. On Wednesday, I think it's Gold Comics Day, so expect this to get shorted until Wednesday anyway. Gold Comics Day is the day when people got to settle, but don't be surprised when people start shorting this. I still believe in holding physical gold. Please hold physical gold, but just be very, very careful. To the gold and silver groups I'm in, forums, I did say, where would gold go to? Yeah. So you can see where gold entry, exit, entry, exit, entry, entry. There's another entry, exit point there. Entry, exit. So just be careful here. Where's gold going to go to? I believe gold could go down to as low as 1,500. So they said to me on the forum, where do you think gold's going to go to? I think it could go to as low as 1,500, and I reckon it'll go as high as 2,500, and that's all within the next year or so. Hopefully, we won't come down to 1,500. All these lines I put in are where I'm saying there's strength. So if it comes down to this line and bounces off, it can do. So it's looking good at 1,650, looking good at 1,700. It's probably looking good about 1,809 as well. And it's already good. It's also looking. You're also looking at about 1,930. I'm looking at gold pulling back though. I think they're going to manipulate this back down. Silver again got smashed on Friday, come down. Comics Day. Probably get shorted on Monday and Tuesday. Again, hold physical silver. But the problem is the premiums are very high at the moment. Silver, where do you think it's going to go? I think it could go as low as 18. Yep, as low as 18 and as high as 31. Yep, and that's all within the next year. Within the next year, and it goes as high as 31, 32, and could go as low as 18. If we have a deep recession, that 18 could easily go down to 16, though. It's all about probabilities. You can spell. Right. Brought this chart up again. I brought this chart up every week. Yeah. So if you remember before COVID, the basing, this is where he was. And then obviously the government threw all their money in, gave away all the free money, gave us all the stimulus checks and blah, 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 etc., etc. And as a result, the chart went up and topped. And then it fell down a bit. Remember, it all fell down a bit like that last November. And we've been topping since. I believe we're around here on the chart. Yeah, I believe we're around there. When this falls, it's going to go down to pre-COVID, pre-Wuhan prices. And it could stay that way for a while. But just remember this chart. Yeah, this is where we are. So don't be tempted to jump into the charts and buy gold and buy silver and buy platinum at this level, because it is going to come down. When it falls, it all falls. Platinum, well, platinum is just a beautiful swing trade. And as you know, that's what I done last year. I was telling you what I was doing on my, the only thing I really traded last year was platinum. It paid for my retirement in Thailand, nice and easy. I was basically buying 180 ounces and selling them. So literally coming in here, selling there, coming in here, selling there, coming in there, selling there, coming in there, selling there. And that is how I afford to live in Thailand. Because I'm not an American citizen, I don't pay capital gains on that. If I was an American citizen, I'd trade through my wife. So this is like the swing. These are just typical swing trades where you can earn good money. So you come in here, go out there. You know, within these three trades there, if you was trading in 180 ounces, you'd be making good money. You know, it's enough money for me to live on here, just doing 3 trades a year. That's exactly what I do. So I come in here, go out there, come in here, go out there. But I'm using different charts as well. This is just a rough example, really. This chart here, for example, is over a week. You know, so the likelihood is I wouldn't go in and out in 1 week. I'm only looking at doing about 6 trades a year. That's all I do. I do 6 trades a year. That is all I do. Bitcoin, well, I think Bitcoin's below the moving average, moving down. I think it's in for a bit of a spanking. I reckon it's going to be heading towards 26. Dixie is bubbling along here nicely. I reckon the Dixie's going to rebound, hopefully. I want it to rebound because it's good for all us in foreign currencies. Yeah, so as you can see, this week it's just bubbling along nicely. It's really following the S&P 500 here. So it jumped up at the beginning of the week, and then it's just come down a little bit and bubbling along. But it's not doing really a lot at the moment. But as the Dixie goes up, gold comes down. And this is another one. You can always screenshot these guys and take these off. These charts weren't produced by me. These were produced by the technicaltrader.com. And he's a great guy on there, but you'd probably be bored shitless watching all his videos. His videos are like, go on forever. But he's a really good guy. And I reckon we've gone to the euphorium, and now we're in between euphorium and I think we're ready for capitulation and depression. So this is the reason why I'm sitting in such a big cash position. Just remember as well, the Fed rate, the PCE, the inflation has got above the Fed rate now. The Fed rate has got above the inflation rate. So this could easily turn to stagflation. Again, just protect your cash. Yep, and the money supply in America, this is what's causing the problems. The Fed have had to cut down their money supply. This is only to February 2023, but that's the situation there. But the more they tighten, the more issues they cause. The recession is coming. And again, this chart shows it as well. This is a line here. Once it crosses a line there, it always goes to recession. Or even if it's just below, like that one there, you know. Don't worry if you've got US dollars. Don't change your dollars into euros. Don't change your dollar into yen. Don't change them into wire ruble. The dollar is king. and will be for a few decades. I'm not saying it won't last forever. I'm not saying it will. But at the moment, there's nothing to replace it. We've got no other currency other than gold to replace it. Bitcoin can't replace gold. You know, the values are just totally separate. And you can see the Russians and the Chinese are good mates. And don't forget Exeter's pyramid. And that was it for this week, I think. There you go. Well, that was quick, wasn't it? Scary stuff. Yeah, it's shocking in the UK. Yeah, exactly. Food prices up. I think food prices up like 19% in the UK. Crazy. Yep. So I think a lot of people are in denial. Mainstream media, you just can't trust it. Don't watch it. Haven't watched it since 2004. Great to have all you guys in today. Thanks for joining us. Put the thumbs up. Great. Hopefully a few of the gold members are getting here later. Going to be a lot of tumbleweed around a lot of commercial areas very soon. Exactly. Yeah. A lot of people just walking away. So you're getting people like companies like Google. They're just going up to the landlord to give them the keys and saying, see you later. I'm walking out of my lease. You know, madness. It's absolutely madness. It's absolutely madness. But that's life for you, isn't it? You know, it's these people, they just can't get enough of it, can they? Anyway. That's it for this week's show. Have a great week, everybody. Jim, see you later on, amigo. Everybody else, adios. Have a safe week. Cash is king. And stay safe.